Welcome to what many call the greatest setting in college football. Husky Stadium in Seattle settled nicely between the Cascades and the Olympic Mountains, and it doesn't get much better or much louder than this. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on the #1 team in the land, the Washington Huskies. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Washington likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. So Minnesota's offense will start this game off. When this guy comes onto the field, David, he seems to bring the it factor with him.
So much fun as a play caller to have a guy you depend on, you trust. You know, Palmer, you're going to get the best out of this young man.
He's also one of those guys, David, who just elevates everybody else around him, right? All 10 guys in that huddle.
Going for a big play right off the bat. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Grabbed behind the line, it's Taylor. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark. Now they'll face 3rd and 4 in their first possession of the game. From the gun, wants to pass. The throw to the outside is complete. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. And the Golden Gophers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Catch in the middle, it's Spencer. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Now on 2nd down and short. Now the play fake. Finds his target down the middle. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. The Golden Gophers are flying down the field. Gets it out quickly. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Looking for a man, it's Brosmer. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
The 7th play of this opening drive will be a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Pocket starts to collapse. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
He has been terrorizing quarterbacks all year long. That now his 10th sack of the season. He's got speed, he's got power, he's going to play on Sundays, and he is not cooperating with this offense's game plan.
And the Golden Gophers will punt this one away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. So the Washington Huskies offense will get the ball for the first time. And a big key as this game unfolds is just how aggressive will he be throwing the football in a lockdown corner like that.
Yeah, and when you're an elite quarterback, you think you can do whatever you want to do, and you think you can make the right decisions. I'm interested to see how much he'll test that cornerback on the other side.
You know, there's a saying, there's no defense for a perfect pass, but he's got to be extra careful and sharp when he's throwing that guy's way.
On 2nd down, looking to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Coleman. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
Offenses don't like being in these situations. They don't like having little success on first and second down, because now you know I got to pass the football. I got to air it out. It makes me really predictable. So,
and that ball is picked off. Taking it the other way. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live in dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. You get field position like this, and you're not likely to punt the way they did the last time they had the ball.
Yeah, great job by the defense, setting them up with an opportunity to get some points on the board quickly.
This is an opportunity you've got to capitalize on, this field position. You must come away with points here if you're on offense.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Inside the 15, 1st and 10 from the 14. To throw, it's Brosmer. Quickly complete. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Minnesota!
Can't start a game any better than that. Defense gets the stop, gives it back to the offense. You march down the field, you score. They're in a great rhythm now on both sides of the ball.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting the backfield, making the play.
That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Really nice looking pinpoint throw there. And when I think back to Husky QBs, you think about Warren Moon, you think about Mark Brunell, the Heward brothers. What about Jake Browning? All made really good decisions. This guy, he's got a lot of...
And he hauls it in inside the 30.
Really nice timing on that throw. Quarterback had to hold it, allow his receiver to work his route, but he threw it at the perfect moment so that he was able to make the catch inbounds right on the sideline.
And the defense coming with bad intentions. They knock him down for a loss. This offense has a 2nd down play. He wants to throw it again. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. He couldn't quite get loose on that return, but he'd already made the play, and they've got it at the 35. The offense lining up for a first down play. Pulled and finds his man on the left. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. Kept it on the ground on 1st down. Let's see what they do on 2nd. Give to the running back. The Golden Gophers get enough for the first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Gives it to the back on the draw. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know, you got to be careful when you're running the draw play because you're hoping those defensive ends get way up the field, thinking it's pass. Didn't happen that time, and the defense was able to get a negative play.
Caught in the backfield. It's Jackson. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Golden Gophers will try to pin them back with the punt. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines. Not his best work. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Yeah, and I tell you what, a lot of times you roll your quarterback to the right or to the left, and in this case, the right. And you're trying to get him outside the pocket to buy him a little bit of time, get him off that spot, take some deep shots, and he missed, but it was a nice shot down the field.
And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down.
Wow, they've been waiting for that play, right? They haven't been throwing it a lot. They've been real sluggish. They've got no points on the scoreboard. And
what a job to lay out and make the catch. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Getting some heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose, and I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical, because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
Ball's at the 27. It's 3rd and short. Can they avoid making that 4th down decision? That's caught. It's Jackson. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. They'll try to pick up the first. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground. They're moving quickly after that big 4th down conversion. Clock will roll when the ball is set. Tip ball, put it up for grabs, and I thought he had it, but somehow it slithered through his fingers. After the quarterback and receiver couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. Coming after him. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Pass is incomplete, but a lot of contact there. I think it's going to be pass interference and a first down.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Dropping back, it's Rogers. Snags it. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. They'll try to slam it in. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick strike complete. And he will score! Touchdown, Washington!
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
Getting set for the point after. Right down the middle. They held the ball for 15 plays on that touchdown drive. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great scene today in Seattle. And a compelling first half for a variety of reasons. Yes, there's a substantial lead to talk about, but I think it all starts with this defense that has more than made its share of big plays. If things keep trending in this direction, you can bet a ton of those backs and receivers are going to spend a lot of time in ice baths before the end of the day. With that said, let's send it back to our guys inside Husky Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get to the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
To the air, it's Rodgers. Now adjusting. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground.
Oh, he got in there and blocked it. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Caller, now use it against him.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to get the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
They make the stop after a pickup of 3. Ball's at the 18. Third down, and this crowd will blow out a vocal cord to help this defense. They're bringing heat. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing, get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Brought down at the 33, but not before he gets 10. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. The give to the back. He breaks a tackle.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Caught over the middle. It's Hunter. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. They've got it at the 41. Third and short, trying to keep the chains moving. Running with power. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Washington has a lot of things working. Set up with another first down. Quarterback checking off. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back.
False start on offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The officials move it 5 yards back, and it's 1st and 15 for this offense. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Stumbled to the ground. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. Handoff from the gun. Dragged down at the 39, but he's got 5 yards, and they'll move the sticks. Washington coming to the line with another first down. Dropping back, it's Rogers. He finds his man. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
Defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
That's going to do it for the quarter, and Minnesota has the lead here. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught near the sticks. It's Latu. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal. So the opportunity with a touchdown here to take a fourth quarter lead. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Collisions and power on display, and after all of that, just back to the line of scrimmage. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help.
Touchdown, Washington! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
And this offense really showing their physicality, running the football when it matters, in the fourth quarter, in crunch time, to take the lead in this football game.
Lining up to add another. And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Jacksonville State is ahead in this one. This team plays a fun brand of football there in CUSA, but they're a long way from closing this out. They're up by 7 over Sam Houston. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. To the air, it's Brosmer. He wants to go deep. Makes the grab down the left side. All kinds of running room. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
I think one of the most underrated things we talk about with a QB is timing. Being able to get the ball out of his hands to his receiver where he can continue to catch the football and run with it. Nice pitch, nice catch, nice play in the 4th quarter when you needed it for this team to take the lead.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Grabbed in the middle. It's Jackson. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Quickly to the tight end. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too?
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
Washington right back to the line.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
To the ground with the back. Just keeps picking up the tough yards and gets it down to the 26. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. The play action fake. Throwing right. He's got it. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. So now the opportunity with a touchdown to take the lead. He caught it. Touchdown, Huskies. And with that, they move out front here in the 4th. So much about the passing game is about timing, execution, communication, and these two, that's a virtual textbook there.
And no doubt about it. And the receiver making plays for his quarterback, being dependable, running the route to the right depth consistently, does a great job running his route. Great result because of it.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Out of the gun to give to the back. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game. Stop it.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
And the defense able to get pressure to the quarterback, and they've got everybody trying to swipe at the football, and the impact on the hit sometimes jars the ball loose. Great job with the pass rush, and a better job forcing a turnover.
Well, this is just the type of field position this offense wants. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Pressure coming. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him, getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple of games.
We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. And this offense not only has a chance to extend the lead on 1st and goal, but they can also drain the clock. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. We've got a timeout on the field, a tight game in the 4th, and the brain trust will go to work. They go right back to this guy on 2nd and goal. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. You can see it on the sideline. They built a comfortable fourth quarter lead, and they know they're going to go 11-0.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
Here comes the two-point try. Dropping back, it's Rogers. He looks that one in nicely. Stopped at the 1-yard line, mere steps away from taking it to the house. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, this offense has to do something, put it together. You got a deficit, Palmer. You need some mojo. Something needs to go your way.
At this point of the game, they've got to score touchdowns every time they have possession.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
To the air on first down. Finds the tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. He's looking for a man on second down. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. Looking to throw it again. On target to the left. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. He's looking to throw it. He's got an open man. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7. Looking to throw, it's Brosmer. Lets it fly. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Minnesota!
Yeah, and that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. Just over a minute to play. They're lining up for an onside kick to try to pull off this rally. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Just over a minute to play. They're lining up for an onside kick to try to pull off this rally.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters. And this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, Dave.